Cowboy Lasagna. It's what's for dinner tonight. So here we are, it's Thursday night and time for Cowboy Lasagna. So I have already browned 2 pounds of ground beef in the microwave. You know how I do it, quick and easy. If you look at the recipe later, it's only going to call for 1 pound of ground beef, but you know, we're a family of 5, so we need to enlarge it. So I've already got 2 pounds of ground beef in here, cooked, ready to go. That's going to make the rest of this go so much quicker. To that, we're going to add 1 can of tomato soup. This tomato soup probably came from Aldi or either Walmart. Aldi or Walmart one. Not really sure. 2 cans of corn. I've already opened those. You know, that pops there really quickly. Okay. Let's go ahead and get that stirred up a little bit. Now, in browning the hamburger, I also salted it and seasoned the hamburger while it was browning. So that part is already done. We're going to add now, the recipe calls for, I think, 4 tablespoons of minced onions. Yeah, measure with your heart. That is the one thing I really love over cooking over baking. I like baking. I'm not like a baker, but I do like baking from time to time. But baking has to be more exact. You kind of have to go in there with the exact measurements, exactly how much dry to wet and all that kind of stuff to get things to come out good. And cooking is not like that. Cooking, you can improvise. You can kind of change things up. Speaking of, the recipe calls for 3 tablespoons of dried mustard. I don't have dried mustard. I'm not buying dried mustard. I'll use Dijon instead. And again, I mean, just kind of figure out what you think is going to taste good with it. This is not coming out very well. So here's what I'm going to do with my hand. Probably wasn't very good. I also need to add some Worcestershire sauce, right? It says this is a generous amount of Worcestershire sauce. So I've got a little bit in the bottom of this bottle. I'm going to pour it in there to kind of break up the rest of the Dijon and get it out of there. Check that up. There we go. Good. I think I'm going to go get some more Worcestershire though. Well, I said I was, but I didn't have any more, so that's all right. It'll be all right. The last time I made this was basically where I stopped. Felt it needed a little bit more. So, barbecue sauce it is. I think the barbecue sauce added the exact whatever zhazhazhu that it needed. So, a generous amount of barbecue sauce in there to really kind of get all that incorporated, mixed up, and ready to go again. I'm not big on casseroles. Casseroles incorporate a lot of different things together. It makes a lot, and it makes it easier to serve 5 people. So we got that all mixed up and ready to go. Now, the recipe at this point calls for you to lay down a flat layer of potato tots in the bottom of your pan. Okay, well, I don't do that. Do you remember the other night when we made the, I don't remember what it was, but it had the biscuit dough at the bottom? And remember when I talked about how when you're putting something on top of that, you need to cook it longer and really be checking back and make sure that dough is getting cooked all the way through. Okay, that to me is my problem with putting tater tots on the bottom of anything. If it were me, if you're going to do it on the bottom, you like it on the bottom, I would go ahead and cook the tater tots first. I would do that now. I don't do that. I ain't got time for that. So I kind of flop it. So what I'm going to do right now is just go ahead and dump this mixture right on into the pan. It is ready to go. And at this point, the only thing really you have that needs to be done is the tater tots need to cook. This is already cooked and ready to go. So why would I put those tater tots on the bottom and risk overcooking this? It's pretty much already cooked, right? So let me back that up a little bit more so you can see that better. Next thing I'm going to do is we're going to put a layer of mozzarella cheese. Yes, I buy shredded cheese. Yes, it would probably be better if I shredded it myself, but I ain't doing that. So I'm lazy. We'll just go with that. I'm lazy. Go ahead and put a layer of mozzarella cheese on here. And now we're going to do a layer of tater tots. Again, the rest of it's already cooked. So why do I want to overcook that? I'm just going to stick that on here on the top. You know, in the pictures that I see of this, it's all nice and cute and laid out all perfectly, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, don't do that. Do you want to try to make sure you only have a single layer though? Because the more you have in there, the longer it's going to take to cook. So let's just get that down to a single layer. I should probably open this bag all the way up. Okay, so there we go. My grandma's salt and pepper shakers. Did you have salt and pepper shakers like this growing up? Or is it just me? If you're anybody in my family watching this, you know you've seen these salt and pepper shakers before. There we go. I've got the oven preheating at 350 degrees. We just heard it beep a few minutes ago, so it's ready to go. I'm going to pop these in there for about 30 minutes, however long it takes to get those tater tots cooked. And there we go. That's right about 35 minutes. Those tater tots are perfectly brown. That cheese is nice and melted right underneath. Perfect. We're going to spoon some of this out. Y'all know me. I don't eat a whole lot. But that's looking so good. Look at there. Can you see that? Look at there. We'll start with a little bit here. I always like to start mine in the corner. I don't know why. Grab a fork. My dog's barking at herself in the mirror. Don't ask. Now, I've had this many, many times. I've made this many times before. I already know how this is going to taste. I'm just doing this for you. It smells so good. Smell that barbecue on there? Oh. Mm. Mm. Oh. Mm.